Hello everyone. It's Stray Faye here with another episode of Olympia Soiree. Starting with Chapter 7. Yeah, Chapter 7? We're in Episode 7 of the prologue, letter delivery. So, in the last episode, we met a bunch of new characters, actually. I think most of them were actually, like, side characters. Because, yeah, for one, they're not on the box. So I don't think they're love interests, and there's no guides saying that they're secret love interests. So yeah, who do we meet? We met an orange-haired man who Olympia ran away from, and we also saw one with green hair. But he didn't say anything to us. He was just in the background. We had one dialogue box that was like a triple dot, and then we went to the beach. Had a nice little conversation with Jigen. Found some interesting treasure on the beach that like connects this world to like the real world Japan. It was kind of odd. And then we went around, went back to the underground Yomotsu Hirasaka or Kunado. I think that's just the path down here. We met this guy who I don't even know his name, but we're gonna deliver a letter from him. For some reason, the Kotowari allowed us to deliver letters, which, assuming this guy's like a criminal, it's kind of risque, don't you think? Like, you think they'd be sending correspondence to like people on the surface, maybe trying to start a rebellion. But yeah, he said it was for his brother. And yeah, it looks like the Kotowari are letting us get away with it because they're just gonna read the letters anyway. Alright, so let's start. What voice did I give this guy? I think I gave him Miser's voice. Thank God you came! Who are you? I arrived a bit earlier than promised, only to find him already waiting. Good thing. Good thing we didn't get held up somewhere, because I have no idea where else to contact you. I don't even know your name. I need to tell you something before we go any further. I briefly explained the conversation I had with Akaza yesterday. And tell him that, yeah, his letter will be read. Do not put any compromising, information in there. I'm fine with him reading the content. I haven't written anything criminal in here. That's right, I haven't introduced myself, have I? I'm Kaina of the Yellow. So Kaina, a young man living in Yomi. He was born into the orange class, but was adopted by a noble family of the yellow due to his color traits. He was later exiled to Yomi for committing a crime, though. Okay. So I guess, even if you're born to a secondary class, you have a chance of moving up if you somehow blend into a primary color, I guess. It didn't last long for him, though. I'm Kaina. That's all. You fell hard. you went from secondary to primary down to criminal. What did he do? I knew he couldn't associate himself with his color class anymore, but hearing it now is really painful. And he had lose his family twice, right? He was born of the orange, and then they had to rip him away from the orange to put him in a new family. And now they took him away from that, and now he's down here. Which meant he must have committed a crime. He was stripped of his rights as a yellow. I'm sorry. I'm not used to this yet. It was only recently that I was sent here to Yomi. I gave him a small smile. Knowing this world, he probably didn't even do something that bad. He's like a good guy. He's friendly. Could you give this to my younger brother? He's an orange and the caretaker of Ibisaro, so you should be able to find him there. Ibisaro, a facility where items that drifted to Tengu Island are stored and displayed. Kanan of the Orange owns and manages the facility. Oh, okay, that's his brother, right? So we got Kaina and Kanan. Do you know where Ibisaro is? Well, then you can't really show me now, can you? I've never been there before. Is it the warehouse where they keep items found on the beach? That's the place. They have a whole lot of rare items there, so you should have a look around while you're there. Okay, that's something Olympia would be interested in. She likes finding treasure on the beach. Heh, sounds like a place I'd be stuck in for hours. He's my younger twin brother. His hair color's different from mine, but we look the same, so shouldn't be too hard to find him. Understood. You can count on me. Okay, are they identical or? I mean, technically identical. Like, you'd probably be yellow as well, but you never know. Because I had like a teacher who had like twin girls, and like they were identical, except like one had like it was like they were identical in every way except for like pigment. Like one was tan with brown hair, and like one was super pale skin with blonde hair. Like it was kind of weird. I'm just happy since I wasn't expecting you to do it. I know it's a pain, but I appreciate your help. Sorry for being so casual with you. It just feels like I'm talking to a normal girl. Normal? Ah, Byakuya's just like, oh god, normal. I've been wanting to hear those words all my life. Not to worry. I'm not on stage now, so there's no need to be formal with me. I'm always happy to help if you need it. Now then, I'd better be going. Thank you, and good luck. I'll wait to hear back. Gonna go deliver a letter. First, we gotta have it inspected, though. Make sure there's no signs of rebellion in here. Kind of the yellow. Isn't that the guy whose girlfriend was executed? What? Execution. A punishment of death given to those who have committed serious crimes. The style of execution differs depending on the gravity of the crime. So did he just, like, get punished by association? But, like, he wasn't executed himself. Executed? Well, you see. She'll eventually hear about it in Yomi. It would be better if she heard it from us. Hearing their exchange was already making me nervous. But at the same time, I really wanted to know. Marriage here is based on color class. Okay. Of course, that doesn't stop people from meeting someone on the street and falling in love with them. Wait. Was that their crime? Was their crime falling in love with the wrong color? Yellow can only marry another yellow, or one tier below, which is the secondary tier. In this case, he fell in love with an Otsu. I know there are rules about marriage, but she was executed just because of that? The military won't arrest anyone just because they hold hands. As it happens, they found proof of them in a sexual relationship. Oh. Okay, this kind of oh. This is really dystopian here. Yes. The law was established a long time ago. The reason, of course, was to protect the colors. By killing people? What? We have repeatedly sent petitions to repeal that law, to no avail. Petition. A document submitted to the leaders of the island requesting specified circumstances to be changed. Akaza has submitted numerous petitions in an effort to repeal the laws governing the Hazushi. What are Hazushi? Are they gonna tell me? I see. That's just really gross too. Like, what if... And like... If that petition does get into effect, like all those people that died, just imagining, like, kinda must be grieving right now, and like, if that petition, like, finally gets to effect, he's just gonna be like, why couldn't it be sooner? A profound sense of sorrow came over me. But within it, there was a glimmer of light. They were both against the law. They were trying to make changes. My trust in them became stronger. I have reviewed the letter. For the time being, I see no problem with the content. So let's go and deliver the letter now. You're coming too? I can do it myself. It is just a precaution. Announcing yourself as a messenger from Yomi may cause alarm. Not to mention, I have another reason to meet with the caretaker of Ibisoro today. What's that? Oh. Okay, newspaper. Olympia of the White looking for a husband. Onward, hopeful candidates. The shocking headline was followed by a great deal of text and an image of me in the top corner. Yeah, that could cause problems. I mean, she is looking for a husband, but like, you don't want everyone after her. What the? It's the issue that hit the streets earlier this morning. Truthfully, we're expecting to see an article about you, but... not for a while, at least. Perhaps closer to when you found a prospective suitor. This is... a problem. In that case, it would be best for you to tell the author directly. He's the younger brother of Kaina, whose letter you are delivering. I'll ask him to stop immediately. Yeah, I don't want to, like, make it too public. Then we should hurry. Let's go. Alright, got that bistro. Little fishies on the top. So this is a bistro. We have, like, fan, sewing machine. Is that a gun? Is that a gun on the table? But yeah, there's, like, a lot of appliances. I don't even know what that is over, like, in the left-hand side. Like, is that... not a typewriter. Is it, like, some sort of soundboard? All sorts of weird knickknacks that you wouldn't expect to, like, see in this setting. Do you see all the rare items on display here? This is amazing! I'll have to take a closer look at them later. There are so many things here that I'd never seen before. All I could recognize in the displays were books. So all these drifted to the island. Who gathered... oh, it's this guy. Right, we met him in the last episode. I figured. They mentioned he was of the orange. This is the only orange guy that we met. Oh. If it isn't Akaza and the woman who ran away from me, a Lady Olympia. Ah, you're the guy I flusteredly ran away from. What do you mean ran away? Kanan, you didn't do anything to her, did you? We got Kanan, or Cannon, the young leader of the Orange, and the caretaker of Viscero. He writes articles for the island's newspaper and is Kaina's younger twin brother. He's a leader, okay. Not at all. I simply asked if I could sit next to her on the bench and she's scapered off. I got scared. I'm so sorry about that. It's just that you surprised me. I wanted to apologize to you about that, so... again, I'm very sorry. I think he was Kaina's twin brother. Small world. It is a small world. She's much cuter than the rumors say. Kanan introductions. Ah, that's right. A pleasure to meet you, Olympia. My name is Kanan. I'm the leader of the Orange and caretaker of Ibisero. Leader of the Orange? But he looks so young. What am I saying? I shouldn't think everyone is as old as Doma and Lord Jigen. And Shura. Shura's like an older lady as well. Pleased to meet you. So what brings our fair Lady Olympia here today? Perhaps to ask me to be your husband? Oh, well, I mean, we are looking. She has a letter to you from Kaina. Huh? Here. I tried to give the letter to him, but he didn't respond. He was looking at me and the letter as if he couldn't believe what he was seeing. You can accept it. I already confirmed the contents with your brother's consent. I have determined that there is nothing particularly suggestive of a crime, so we came to deliver it. But you're not supposed to accept anything from Yomi. Our Olympia here cannot possibly turn a blind eye to someone in need. Sounds like he's being sarcastic. Is he? Can't tell with the voice I gave him. My brother would do this. Kanan finally reached out and took the letter with me with shaking hands. Aww. I was simply surprised. Forgive me. Thank you very much, Lady Olympia. I'm happy the letter got to you safely. I never thought I'd be able to speak with him again after he was arrested and exiled to Yomi. And like you lost him twice. My brother. I'm glad you're safe. Kanan's eyes filled with tears as he gripped the letter. I'm glad he got the letter. I should let Kaina know as soon as possible. Is my brother doing well in Yomi? He was looking very well. I mean, he's a little starving. We had to feed him, but... no, I'm perfectly healthy. Unfortunately. Oh, now that just puts new meaning. He probably just wants to join his girlfriend. Come to think of it, I wonder why he said that. Ahem. Well, excuse me for that sun display. I'll read the letter later with care. Kaza and I looked at each other. Kanan, this may not be the best time to bring this up, but there is another important reason that we're here. I assume you already know what we are about to discuss. Thank you for taking the time to read the newspaper. He's responsible for that. Is he writing tabloids? His eyes are dry now, and his previous expression was replaced with a glowing smile. Well, that was fast. I need to get straight to the point so he understands me. I took a step forward. I'm very sorry, but can you please stop writing about my search for a husband? But our sales have been higher than ever before. Huh? The revenues used to cover our costs here. As a reporter, I have a responsibility to deliver information to the people. Yes, but... I would love to have you know more about Ibistro and the orange color class. He beckoned for me to look around the storage facility. This building has been managed by the leaders of the Orange for generations and now belongs to me. You've heard the phrase, the ways bring forth what one seeks. Yes. A long time ago, people gathered precious items along the shore and brought them home. Then one day, an idea struck the leader of the Orange. Maybe we could make money by selling replicas of the rare and useful items that have drifted to the island. The profits led to the building of the storage facility. Among the debris washed ashore were block prints, which were replicated and used to bring in greater profits. Well, yeah, like, the printing press is, like, a great way to disseminate information. So you're telling me that the Orange is great at doing business? On the contrary, we're not doing as much business as before. We're not, like, innovating as much. As I explained earlier, this warehouse is owned by the Orange. But under the island's current regulations, all important artifacts now belong to Lord Hiroko and are managed by the Kotowari. Which is why all I do here is watch over the exhibit, write articles, and conduct research of my own. Well, that kind of stagnates things, right? If everything washed up on the beach is just immediately given to Hiroko. And then, like, if they decide they don't want to innovate, they just hold on to it. I know Kaza because of this connection and through relations between our color classes. Thank you for the detailed explanation. I can only imagine how wonderful it is to write here, surrounded by all these items. But can we get back to the subject of my appearance in your newspaper? Yeah, like we don't want that. Like we did not have consent to just put Olympia's search on blast. I would really appreciate it if you wouldn't write about me anymore, seeing as there's no assurance I'll find a proper suitor. No assurance, you say? That doesn't seem to bode well. Kanan. She is only being modest. Have you forgotten that she ran from you? I know, we don't need any more men running at Olympia, at Byakuya. It would scare her. That's right. I can't let myself sound like I can't find a husband. She has spent her days apart from the world under Lord Doma's care, so she still needs to become accustomed to men. Yes, that's right. What he said. We understand the importance of newspapers, but having it cause a stir will only make things difficult for her. Maybe I should stay out of this. He seems to have it covered. As a favor to me, please stop writing about her husband's search for a while. So you're prohibiting me from free speech. That's surprising, coming from the director of the Soiree, known for equality and peace. I mean, there's free speech and then there's like... Alright, you're just like sending droves of men to her. I know I'm asking for a lot, but as you are already aware, she is special. The last remaining white. My intention is to eliminate anything that threatens her safety. But everyone on the island knows about Lady Olympia's search now. It's the news of the day. Whose fault is that? Because you wrote about it. But isn't it gonna make the matters worse if I suddenly stop writing articles about her? People may gossip that the Kotawari or the military are censoring us, or that something else happened to her. Wouldn't that be worse? On the other hand, this exposure is a great way to aid her search. She can't exactly tell the public she's looking for a husband, can she? If anything, you should be thanking me for the free publicity. Maybe he's right? No, wait. Don't listen to him. I mean, like, I guess, but... Yeah, you don't want that many people going after her. Like, you want to have some sort of control over that. We printed 5 times the usual amount, and we still don't have enough. In fact, the printers are still running. Oh, wow. Oh, it's gonna... The whole island's gonna know. You know, like back in the day when, like, newspapers was, like, first, like, a thing. They would, like, post some, like, pretty compromising information as, like, ads. Or, like, people looking... They even had, like, dating ads in the newspaper. But, like... I saw, like, one article where it just, like... would list, like... kids in the news, and it'll, like, say what school they go to, and, like, where they live. I'm like, oh god! Like... Yeah, like, you want some privacy. Like, you wanna have news, but, like, you want some privacy for people. Just imagine the research I can conduct with these kinds of sales. Like I said, yeah, I mean, like, at this point, yeah, you're gonna make a lot of money, but, you didn't get Byakuya's consent here. And the more the vendors sell, the more money they'll make, you see. Money? Alright, the vendor. But I heard we'll be printing more tomorrow. They told me that this one will sell really well, so please look forward to it. That must have been because of my article. My mother will scold me if I don't sell them all. No, heartstrings being plucked here. How exactly do they make money? They earn 10% in commission for each issue they sell. Which means that the boy earlier will have an easier time at home. He won't be scolded by his mother. I lowered my head and thought, oh no, she's getting convinced. Then how about keeping the content a little less sensational? Kaza's like, no, don't give him an inch. Sir Ironmask is as expressionless as ever. Maybe I'm the one who needs to worry about being scolded later. I'll allow you to publish articles about me, but nothing sensational, and no lies. I appreciate your understanding, Lady Olympia. No need to call me Lady. Very well, Olympia. I promise you that the utmost care will be taken to preserve your name and keep your dignity intact. Thank you. I appreciate it. Now then, about your husband's search. How are things really going for you? Kanan. I gotta like mix up the voices here. Kanan. Been about a week now, hasn't it? Have you found any prospective candidates? I mean, technically we've met all the love interests, I think, yeah. I've not. This is very important, so I need to take the proper amount of time and care in making a decision. Then would you consider adding me to your list? Oh, okay. I guess. Add Orange Boy to it. I mean, sorry dude, but you're not out of the box, but... blush. Oh wow. I mean, the first offer that's not a Kaza. Where they're being a bit forward about it. I'm the leader of the Orange, so I think my pedigree is a good match for your standing. My father's passing led me into this position, and while my brother's situation kept me from pursuing marriage, I should settle down soon. But what should I say? It's not like I know him very well. Gotta go on a few dates. Gotta look into his history. But it'd be rude to refuse him outright. I'm only kidding. I'm seeing the same look in your eye from when you ran off. I'm sorry. You didn't do anything wrong. You kind of just caught her. Caught her as like a deer in the headlights. You didn't know what to think. Like, what? I actually caught it. I actually caught it, man. What do I do with it? It's just that I'm really not used to this. I see. Perhaps you're just as modest as Akaza says. You. I suppose you ran from me last time because you're embarrassed, right? I nodded slightly in response. Then, can I ask you to join me for tea from time to time? As a researcher and caretaker of this place, I'm very interested in you. Hearing those words suddenly made me feel less embarrassed. I mean, tea. Just some simple tea. Just chat, get to know each other slowly but surely. Then I will take on the responsibility of fulfilling that role. Yeah, I mean, the way Akaza put it, not the most romantic way of getting to know someone. It's like, hey, if you can't find anyone else, I'll do it. I was like, dude, I mean, my sister kind of did that with like a childhood friend, like a family, wasn't family, but we had like family friends, and they would joke around, like my sister and like this other like friend that was like her age is like, hey, like if we're still single when we're 30, like how about we just get married? and like the guy was actually kind of like in love with my sister, but like my sister like wasn't interested, but just kind of like joked back. So he's only interested in me because I'm of the white. I mean, a lot of people are gonna be interested in you because you're of the white. Because everyone here is obsessed with pedigree. They have to be obsessed with pedigree. Is there a man who could truly love you? Maybe I'm just being unrealistic about my situation. I'd be happy to accompany you for some tea. Caitlin, this is our first time here. Is it alright if I show her around? Of course. Take your time. I'll be in my office finishing up some work, so let me know if you need anything. Thank you. I'm sorry I couldn't get myself out of the newspaper. I know you weren't firm enough. What's done is done. I should have taken your personality into consideration. But he said he won't write anything bad about me. that could be subjective. There is a saying, where there is smoke, there is fire. Please be careful of what you say and do. I know your words could be misconstrued. I'll keep that in mind. I suddenly recalled our conversation from this morning. So, kinda can't leave Yomi anymore. You can't come back to the surface? It's the law. Is it that wrong to fall in love with someone so different from your color class? What do you think? I understand the importance of color here. But just because he fell in love, his partner was executed? It's not like they killed anyone or stole anything. It's the law. Is that all you can say? I will send another petition. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be blaming you. I mean, I get he's doing what he can. Like, he probably doesn't like it either, but like, yeah, like that's all he can do is like keep writing petitions. He can't start a rebellion. It was easier to complain about it since I trusted him. I knew he would understand my frustrations since he himself placed importance on being fair and just. Is it me? Is my way of thinking wrong because I was raised on Tenyo Island? I feel like this whole island seems a little wrong here, but... Is this normal to everyone here? Is everyone else fine with how things are? I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone in Yomi is not fine, but they're just suppressed. It is good to be in doubt. Nothing will change unless you think and act of your own accord. That's certainly true. What I am about to say is strictly my own personal opinion. To hell with the color classes. Yes. Alright, I got a bit. Stocks in Akaza have gone up. Blunt love interest, but still. Speaking with some sanity here. I had no idea how to respond. I can only stare at him as if nobody else in the world existed. Maybe he is gonna start like a rebellion or something. This like secret military man. Just randomly, not randomly, but like secretly pulling strings. Did I hear that right? I couldn't believe how brash he sounded, considering how he usually spoke. Then again, I'm not in a position to say so officially. I see. My surprise faded away. Oops. I mashed the A button too fast. There we go. Okay, I shouldn't be disappointed that he put on the mask again. Now then, shall we? Alright, looking around. There is a gun. There's a real ass looking gun there. Or at least a wooden replica. Old TVs. We slowly walked alongside the displays. I saw faded clothes and odd looking parts. I guess it's kind of like a museum. See all sorts of things. See like bows and arrows and arrowhead chips, and look at this big old cannon. There was an umbrella with bent spokes and giant wheels that were linked together. I saw a spooky wooden mask. There were rusty, seemingly broken parts with no obvious purpose. All of them were lined up very neatly. Can't believe all these drifted to the island. Among the various items found, only those that may prove prove research worthy are secured in this facility. Those who find such items can keep them as they wish, but others donate these artifacts to contribute to the development of the island. Huh? Really? Feeling bad, I looked away. Oops. My phone just dinged. Here's Olympia. Here's Byakuya just hiding a bunch of treasures in her old seaside cottage. What is it? Sometimes I find things on the beach that I like and I take them home with me. But according to the records, it doesn't appear that you have taken anything of rare value. Wait, how do you know? Well, they're mostly shells and glass. Oh, wait. I found a glass bottle with a letter in it. I was so thrilled. Byakuya, you're not like asking the real question here. It's like, how does he know? Oh, and it was a letter from Tokyo. Isn't that incredible? Tokyo. That is very rare. Was I supposed to give it to you? I did ask Lord Jigen and he said it was alright. If so, then it likely has minimal historical value. You are free to take such items with you as you please. But if you ever find something that is unique like the ones here, we would appreciate the donation. After all, this island is affected greatly by the items that find their way to our shores. All items are reviewed and tested, then incorporated into the island's culture. I glance across the gallery. That is very interesting. I heard what washes ashore brings the finder luck, but I guess it finds its way into everyone's lives. I don't think we had much of anything wash ashore on Tenyu Island. After all, there are all those whirlpools blocking the way. I assumed the same. I took an odd-looking mask into my hand, gave it a good look, then returned it to its place. When I asked if you knew what the Kotowari did, you answered that we managed all the records on the island, is that right? Yes, isn't it? As Kanan mentioned, we manage and record all information about the items here. Recording and safeguarding valuable things for future generations. That is the Kotowari's true purpose. Safeguarding things of value. I suppose the white is part of that. Ah, yes, let's preserve the genetics. It just feels weird. You think you can let him off the hook already? He's the most reliable man you'll find on Tengu Island. I mean, he did say something weird, but I guess it was coming from the right place, question mark? I can tell he isn't lying to me. He can't help but mercilessly tell the truth. He's probably not a bad person at all. Just very serious about protecting the white class. Director of the Kotowari. I have no intention of dismissing what you do, but can I ask you something? What is it? Is it value in the eye of the beholder? Things like seashells, glass shards, and the message in the bottle are all precious to me. Maybe that message may someday have a great impact on the island. So I'd love to see you record and safeguard everything in this world. Huh? His iron mask disappeared. I wasn't sure what was happening. I didn't expect him to be so surprised. I'm sorry if that sounded rude. Please forget what I said. No, you are precisely correct. What we love, what we hate, and what we value differs. Understanding that is very important. But Akaza stopped for a moment, then looked straight at me. Let me apologize beforehand. What I will say may disappoint you greatly. What is it? I want to protect this island and bring change to it. A contradiction, isn't it? But it is the truth. It has been a while since you arrived from Tenyu Island, so you can likely tell the old ways are reaching their limit. Everyone's color is precious and should be protected. Shouldn't life itself be treated no differently? His strong, sincere voice overwhelmed me. I wasn't sure what to say. We must destroy the system to rebuild it. He is gonna do a rebellion. But it is in the nature of water to flow. When it stagnates, it begins to emit an unbearable odor. I believe my role is to change what needs to be changed, to bring about a better future. Oh, I want to bring about change too. I want to help. Yes. Seeing the expression on Akaza's face, I felt myself plunge deeper than to the bottom of the ocean. I completely ruined the series atmosphere. I couldn't believe it. He's like giving his great old speech and is like, I want to help. I'm sorry if that sounded annoying. I was so ashamed of myself. And frustrated most of all. I mean, of the white, you probably have a lot of power to change things, right? Like, you're the top of this crazy color class system. Like, you're like one person at the tippy top. That was a stupid thing to say. I don't even know the island very well yet. Maybe I was envious. Envious that Akaza, Kuroba, and Lord Jigen were looking to the future. I wanted to help, and just shouted my thoughts without even thinking. Then, I ask that you start with what you can. Huh? He smiled again. I'm not dreaming, am I? It's real this time, isn't it? And here I thought you would scold me, or maybe even laugh at me. I'm not sure what those changes will be, but I look forward to seeing them. Can I? Is there really something I can do? Well, as long as you do your best, you won't know until you actually try. Thank you. Then I'll think about what I can do. You really are an honest person, aren't you? No, blushes. Was I hearing things? It's hard to believe that he would ever say such a thing to me. No, it might be sarcasm. He's not Kuroba. I am in doubt as to whether you're really the same Olympia who dances on that stage. Dancing out on the ocean to dispel the night, all alone without a word or look at anyone. Beautiful and austere, and eidolon, worshipped as if she were the goddess of the white. Now this really sounds like sarcasm to me. And yet, here she is, blushing and embarrassed, an innocent girl at heart. I can't believe the Iron Mask would say such things. And then, we appear to think alike. He's smiling again. Are you feeling alright? Why are you smiling? Yeah, you're making Byakuya get all blushy. And she's like, oh god, is it hot in here? Because I'm in a good mood. Why are you in a good mood? You said you wanted to bring change to the island. Well, I'll do what I can. Easier said than done. I haven't even found my husband yet. But I want to contribute in some way. As I thought desperately, I noticed something. By any chance, is that a firearm? I've seen something similar in a book before. Why we zero in on that? What about the radio or something? It's like, What are some tools of rebellion? How about this firearm here? Don't. Even Akaza's like, don't bring real weapons into my fantasy world. Akaza suddenly grabbed my outstretched hand. Ah! You are very knowledgeable. This is indeed a firearm. The bullets have been removed, but for your own well-being, please don't touch it. I'm sorry. It is a tool of death. This piece here is surprisingly powerful. It may be difficult to imagine, but it can shoot a bullet through a human skull with ease. And if you know Byakuya, if you shoot things through someone's head, they will die. Improved firearms have been created based on this model for hunting, but civilian use is prohibited. A human skull? How frightening. Thank you for letting me know. I'll be careful. Now then, we should return. Staying here longer may put us in Kanan's way. I don't like how they just mentioned the firearm. Like, you know that's gonna become plot relevant. Oh, back to the Sundial Plaza. Are we looking for husband again? I know sitting on this bench isn't gonna change anything. But I'm not sure how I can talk to people who are afraid of me. I mean, you're like, if people are afraid of you, you're afraid of people. Like, a difficult situation here, Byakuya. I parted ways with Akaza after leaving Ibisaro. He returned to Kodawari headquarters, and I returned here. Come to think of it, no one I know is married. I don't think Lord Jigen has a wife, neither does Doma. And I heard elder sister Shura's husband passed away. Everyone's having trouble finding a spouse here. I haven't heard of any women in Tsukiyomi's life either. Don't. Just don't. Okay, don't. That was surprising. I didn't know a man's hand could be so big. Oh my. You know, something else than just the hand, you know. You do not see me, or even Akaza, Kuroba, and Tokisada as men, do you? Perhaps even Tsukiyomi. I wonder if that's what Yusoka meant. It's true that I haven't thought about it before. I looked down at my own hand. Well, I doubt the Iron Mask would be a fitting husband, but he is a man. Then I ask that you start with what you can. Great, but what can I do? I don't intend on abandoning my duties to dance or look for a husband. It's just... Hey, did you read today's paper? Oh no. I sure did. So Lady Olympia's sitting there to look for her husband. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, they know! The jig is up! I bet she's evaluating all the men out here. I would have been if I hadn't gotten distracted again. Things are very different from yesterday. People didn't seem as afraid of me, though they were still looking at me with curiosity. Guess the white gets special treatment, huh? I heard she could pick her husband from any color. Well, she is the last white remaining. She can't exactly choose a white now, can she? On the bright side, I don't need to explain my situation anymore. Anyway, I have to start talking to... Oh, hi. Hi, Riku. Olympia, what are you doing here? Ah! Speaking of husband, you're one of the candidates. I almost frowned, but somehow managed to maintain my composure. He insulted Kuroba and all of Yomi. I couldn't forgive him for that. Good day. Shouldn't you be at Kunato? I just left headquarters. I'm headed to Kunato now. I see. Keep up the good work. Shall I escort you to the manor? I don't believe we're in Yomi, are we? There's no telling what dangerous people may approach you if you remain here alone. There was an undeniable concern for me in his voice. I studied him carefully. Maybe he's like a Kaza, but in a different way. I wouldn't be surprised if they got along. I appreciate your concern, but I am looking for my future husband. I don't believe you've moved from this bench since you sat down. Well, how about you tell me how I can become acquainted with my potential suitors? I do not know. I'm not involved in any form of romantic relationship. What does he mean by that? Seems old enough to be thinking about marriage. Olympia, if I may, I wish to offer you some advice. I'm well aware that as a white you must begin your search for a husband now that you are 18. However, the unrestricted freedom to choose your husband has created far too many possibilities. Your search may be inefficient. I suggest setting criteria and organizing a list of potential suitors. He does have a point. Kanan implied something similar earlier. If you don't mind, what kind of criteria would you set for yourself? My criteria would be simple. A woman with a high probability of bearing blue offspring. Okay, well, I guess he has some sort of, like, standard, which does narrow down, his picks a lot. If we're assuming that there's, like, not that many people that he can pick from in his, like, in his primary color class. I guess he could marry, like, a purple. He might get a blue from that. As you can see, I am of the blue. It is my duty to preserve my color. Alright, go forth and make babies then. Blue was granted a special power from Lord Hiriko. The extinction of the blue would affect the very future of this island. Blue was granted the power to return souls to the heavens. That's right. Blue has the power to use Batsu. It is customary in the blue to verify ancestry to determine whose family has borne the most blue offspring. How very, mechanical, how very, pragmatic. His explanation was more depressing than I expected. There's no love here. But I couldn't condemn Riku or the customs of the blue. After all, I was trying to protect my color class as well. That said, I understand the difficulty in utilizing similar criteria, as there are no males of the white here. As such, I would select single males from the primary or secondary classes, who are at least 20 years old and sound of body and mind. That should make your search much easier. Alright, no Otsu, no Pied, no fancy colors, just basic colors. That makes sense. His approach seems to be correct, considering the island's laws. With all due honesty, I'm bewildered as to why you haven't done so in the first place. You are free to choose among any male living on this island. You may marry as you wish. Akaza did give us, like, a lot of freedom. Which is kind of nice. He's like, you can pick anyone. There's no criminals. But yeah, I guess with too much choice is difficult. And of course, only those living on the surface. Marriage with someone from Yomi is strictly prohibited. Yet we keep going down there. Huh? Same goes for the darkness class. It's unpleasant to even imagine the color that would result from that union. Oh, don't be mean to Kuroba. Kuroba's nice! Unbelievable! And just when I was beginning to think you had any redeeming qualities. Please calm down, Olympia. I'm only saying this out of concern for you. If you bear a child of unsightly colors, the child will be separated from you and be sent to live in the orphanage in Yomi. That's terrible. I mean, I guess he's like like, looking over. But, like, that's her child. But then again, like, yeah, like, the child is gonna be ripped away from her. Masuhana. I was sent here to Yomi after I was born because of my color. Her hair was gray with a hint of blue. Nothing about her was unsightly. Or can you accept having a child live underground, never seeing the sun for as long as they live? Never seeing the sun. Those I met in Yomi came to mind. They had colors that weren't found on the surface. Colors prohibited from living on the surface. They were failures and banished from the sunlight. To prevent that from happening, you must choose a suitable partner from the start. That was all I meant. Couldn't take it anymore. I would never accept this. Riku of the Blue? I understand what you're saying, but I will choose my future husband without setting such criteria. I tried my best to smile. Why is that? You said that you understood what I said, didn't you? His hair was a pure blue, without even a blemish. His eyes were vibrant and rich in color. He very much benefits from his color class. He spoke courteously and appeared to be honest. He seemed to be among the Blue's upper class. Someone like him wouldn't need to understand Yomi. He likely only spoke from ignorance. You mentioned earlier that there are no males of the white for me to choose from. If there's no way to assure the color class of my child, then I'd rather marry someone I love. No. Now, if you will, please excuse me. I bowed politely and briskly turned around to leave. She stood up for herself. Oh, who dis? Wait, who dis? Man with a strange eye patch. Maybe Riku's dad? He looked like he was of the blue. My child. I shouldn't be surprised that would come up. I mean, that is why I'm looking for a husband. I could see Tenyo Island in the distance again. Strange. For some reason, I feel like my child would be of the white. The Tenyu Island White was comprised only of females. Which meant only females of the white were born, or at least that's what I learned. Are they like Gerudo, right? Like, it seems like they only have females of the white, only bear other females of the white. They're like the Gerudo from the Legend of Zelda. Back on the island, I thought it was normal, but now I think about it, it's peculiar. It's like a form of parthenogenesis. I think there's some lizards that like partake in that. It's like only females. They can technically have like virgin births, like they can procreate and like produce like copies of themselves without any need of a male, but they kind of have to like simulate the act for it to like trigger. My husband. I need to become one with him. Okay, we're thinking about the birds and the bees now. I'm not so naive that I don't know how babies are born, but... Mom. Byakuya's mom. I saved your father, you know. I thought he was dead when I found him washed ashore. Maybe it was someone from Tengu Island who tried to row past the whirlpools. And maybe he was able to escape onto Tenyu Island. Maybe that was when they fell in love. But I knew the moment he opened his eyes, he was my other half. He was my soulmate. Maybe my mother is the reason I have such high expectations of my own search. Unlike my mother, all I can find on the shore are seashells and shards of glass. He's gotta wish hard enough, maybe you'll find a man. Find a man on the water. He was very kind. Look, this is the necklace he gave me. I hope there's someone out there who will love me for who I am. Back down to Yomi. Oh, isn't that Kuroba and... Hey, going to Yosoga's? He spotted me and waved brightly. Next to him was... Oh, hi, little boy, right? Little boy. Aw. He has, like, every single color on him. He has, like, a little bit of yellow, blue, red, green eyes. Oh, that's probably why he's down here. He looks so cute, though. Good day. I felt bad for staring, but I couldn't seem to take my eyes off him. Green eyes and blue pupils. Is his hair dyed? There's a bit of yellow, red, and blue. I've never seen anyone with so many color traits before. I know, he's like really pretty. Like, but yeah, like, he's sent down here because of that. And sometimes a rare color or a person possessing multiple color traits appears. Was Kuroba referring to him? Looks like it could be Kuroba's kid, like, it has like black hair though, it's just highlighted with other colors. Like, Kuroba, have you been getting around here? What are you doing? Pleased to meet you. Oh. Hey, didn't I teach you how to greet people you'd never met before? Oh, pleased to meet you. My name is Asuha. Asuha, a young boy who lives at the orphanage in Yomi. He was abandoned because of the various color traits he exhibited at birth. He is friends with Kuroba. That's awful. Who would... A sweet, nice little boy like him. They just dumped him off. Asuha, my name is Olympia. Cute, Annie. He's my illegitimate child. I mean, I was kind of suspecting, but wouldn't you be like arrested for that or executed? What? Well, their hair and complexion do look similar. I mean, I noticed that too. Like, they're practically family. Like, I'm just joking. I'm a bachelor. Atsu is the youngest of my friends. Are we sure about that? You're making me kind of think. Asuha slowly nodded in agreement. Asuha shines shoes for a living around here. I hope you can be friends. I hope we could be friends. Well then, let's be friends. Huh? Asuha cautiously hid behind Kuroba's coat. Don't worry, Asuha. She may be from above, but you can trust her. Really? She won't yell at me if I talk to her? Yell? Of course I won't yell at you. Thank goodness. I can understand why he was being so cautious. I know it's odd for me to say this as a white, but his color traits are very unique. See you, Asa. I'm heading back to work, so you should take her out on a date. Wait, what? What? But you can't be serious. He's a little young. Like, I mean, what? Byakuya's barely 18. Even like Tokisada's kind of pushing it. Considering it came from Kuroba, I knew it was just a cute joke. Yeah, it's just putting the kid on the ropes here. I lent my hand to the blushing Asuha, who looked like he was about to bolt any minute. I was going to the bathhouse. If you have some time, how about we get some tasty ice cream? Huh? Or do you prefer that we take a stroll? I'm not very familiar with Yomi yet. Asuha, don't talk to her. She's from the surface. Who is this? Hayuri. Wait, did we hear that name before? A young boy from Yomi who makes a living selling newspapers and Sujuria? He distrusts and despises those living on the surface and is especially hateful of Olympia when she tries to befriend him and Asuha. Wait, we met a newspaper boy before. Huh? How many times do I have to tell you not to trust anyone from the surface? Oh, you're different. You're a lot different from a vendor person. My mother will scold me if I don't sell them all. His voice. Is he the vendor I met before? His hair color and height are about the same, but he seems different somehow. But Kurobo's a really nice guy. You know how he's always been. You're being fooled. There has to be a reason why a Kotowari big shot's treating you so nice. Now wait just a minute. That's uncalled for. Greetings. My name is Hairi. Thank you very much for buying 10 Sujira from me last time, my dear white sister. You have no idea how hard it was to hold back my laughter when you believed everything I said. Huh? Wait, you mean... Of course we don't have families or mothers. You really are stupid, aren't you? I thought Olympia was supposed to be smart, but I guess I was wrong. Hairi, Kurobo and Yosuga said we have to be nice to girls. Anyway, please don't talk to Asuha again. I bet you think we're scum, so you don't need to fake being so nice to us. That's not true. She says she wants to be friends. Stop being stupid. She's from the surface. Come on, let's go. Sis, Asuha, I heard that creepy white girl's wicked, cruel, and a pervert to boot. Wait, what? I bet she's trying to trick you into following her so she can devour you from head to toe with that outsider Doma. Huh? I'm sorry, sis. And with that, the young boy dragged Asuha away. I was completely speechless. All I could do was stand there in silence. Okay, back to the surface. I mean, Hairi is... She's justified being mad. With, like, all the haves and the have-nots. Olympia has a lot of privilege. Alright. Back home. Oh. Daifuku, I haven't seen you in a while. Where's my voice modulator?
Hey, May. Did something happen? You've been deep in thought since you returned.
Daifuku approached my feet as I stood on the balcony looking at Tenyu Island. Daifuku, did you know that there's a lot of different types of people on this island? How many times do I have to tell you not to trust anyone from the surface? Why was Hairi so aggressive towards me? I can easily imagine him lashing out at people on the surface. Or can you accept having your child live underground, never seeing the sun for as long as they live? I could see now why Riku said that. I don't want to live here anymore, but there's no way off this island. It felt like so long ago already. The young man who pleaded to me when I came off stage may have been suffering dearly. If only I had treated him better back then. If I ever get the chance to see him again, I'll make sure to hear him out. Everyone is different, and each one of them is living their lives in a different way. So what can I do for them? Of course, what's important is for me to find my soulmate. And I'm not forgetting my role to make the sun shine. But there has to be more that I can do. Daifuku climbed up onto my shoulder. His warmth was so nice and comforting. Then, I ask you start with what you can. His words echoed in my mind as my little partner and I gazed out at Tenyo Island. Alright, next chapter. Naraku, Spring of Death. That sounds nice. Wait, wasn't Naraku... It's down in Yomi, right? It's like further down in Yomi? I guess that's where we're going now. But we'll have to check it out in the next episode. Alright. So yeah, things are getting a little bit real here. There seems to be some, like... We're seeing more discontentment. And, like, maybe little sparks of rebellion here and there. So maybe we're gonna get... There might be some riots, maybe, either in the next chapters, or maybe, like, down the love route. We're not done with the prologue yet, guys. It should tell us when we're done, though. I think it'll force us to select a path, and, like, which guy to actually date. After we get to know him for a little bit here. Anyway, yeah, my voice is getting a little dry. I'm, like, trying to, like, drink a bunch of water. It's like it's not working. Need to rehydrate. Anywho, yeah, I hope you guys are having a fun and relaxing time. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.